What's going on, everybody? I've been doing some treasure hunting today and doing a couple other things, playing with my granddaughter this morning. She stayed all night. But I told you guys uh, on my Watachi Running Free channel, I would only bring the treasure hunting up if I found something that's neat. And I did, folks. Now, to give you a rundown, there's a place in Boardman Township here. It's South Park area. Even the mall's named after it. But it originally started, that name comes from a harness racing track that was built in 1911, and it ran through to 1925, and then they shut the track down. It was done. Uh, well, there's a lot of that area has never really been built. They took the track down, they removed all the bleachers, all the seats, everything, moved everything, and there's some houses in there, and there's a couple of businesses, but the property is still I mean, it's not housing complexes and shit. I've got the okie dokie to go on to the stables, which there was a lawyer that built these stables back in 1911 to hold his. I think they said he had 16 racing horses that he used there. He raced there at that track, and so he built this stables, and the stable's been there, and it's supposedly just like it was when it was built. The people that lived in it, that bought it later on, I think in the 60s, they added a living quarters and a two-car garage on one side of it, but it basically the stable's right down through the middle of what it looks like a house. But I've been over there searching it with a metal detector, and I found I think a penny or something. It was the only coin I've found so far. Now, people, it's been raining and snowing so much that the ground's just been a standing puddle over there since I got the okie dokie to go on the property. So I haven't really spent a lot of time over there. But I have found some things, and the thing that I'm doing with this search, I usually just search for coins and jewelry, stuff like that. I'm doing I'm going at it a complete different way with this stables because I'm looking for historical pieces. I want something that has to do with that track and racing at that time when they were racing there. I want to find something that has to do with that. You would think at a horse stables that was built in 1911, you'd be tripping over horseshoes. Matter of fact, one of the neighbors told me that they thought that area had been, or that stables had already been pretty picked through with metal detectors and stuff. So they were telling me that, I probably wouldn't find much. And I really haven't. I found junk, but today things changed. I want to show you. Let me take you over here. Okay, here we go, folks. This right here, this thing, it seems like it's like a door. I don't know what this corner piece is, but this is a heavy hunk of metal right here. This thing is shit, iron, I mean. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find out what it is, but I dug that thing up. This is just a hand crank here, folks. I don't know. I don't really feel like it's been in the ground very long. It ain't really corroded real bad. But it's a hand crank of some kind. This, some kind of a cap. I don't know. This, I don't know what it is. It's a handmade. Has a little place there for a pin, and then there's wood still inside it. Like, I don't know what, maybe a handle of some kind, or I don't know. This, I believe, I'm gonna find out if it's lead, or it seems like to me it could be like a musket ball or something. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. This thing I found today, and I dug it up. It was pretty deep. It's got a hole going all the way through it right here. Goes all the way through. But this thing is solid other than that. And it weighs freaking, it's pretty heavy. I'd say at least 20 pounds, maybe 25. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to find out. So you can see, folks, I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time over there, but you can kind of see what I'm finding. Now, like I had said before, let me flip this back and get back over here. Now, like I said before, folks, first thing you would think you're going to find with a metal detector around the damn stables would be horseshoes. Hadn't had no luck finding horseshoes till today. But there's something about this horseshoe, folks. It's not early 1900s. It's not early 1900s, folks, this horseshoe. It's older than that. And I actually have a blacksmith that's not very far from me. And I called him up, and I was telling him about this horseshoe. And I was asking him, are you very knowledgeable of horseshoes in this area? And he said, yeah, I'm looking at a horseshoe collection of my own that I have found and people have brought to me and stuff. And I said, well, this is an old horseshoe, and I'm going to just take some pictures of it and send it to you. See if you can tell me if it's around the early 1900s. And I was telling him about the track and everything, and I'm looking for something that attaches to that track. And he got the pictures. And first thing he sends back to me is extremely old. I said, okay. And so I'm waiting, and I'm starting to look at more of these horseshoes online. And as you can see with this, folks, it's got this one hook off of one side, but the other side didn't have that hook on it. And so he was looking at that and saying, man, this is extremely old. And so finally I asked him, I said, look, man, can you give me a guesstimation or something of just how old it is? Could we say, do you think it's around Civil War? He said, yes, at least. So who knows, folks? I'm going to keep looking, see if I can find somebody who can identify and maybe put a century to it anyway. It'd be kind of wild to find out this thing was from the late 1700s, huh? Civil War is 1840s, folks. He says it's definitely that old. Definitely. Another 60 years, it could be right around the time of the American Revolution. I'm looking for horseshoes at around the 1900s, at the time of this track, and I'm finding shit earlier than that. So I don't know what that other big hunk of metal over there could be. And that one little ball thing I was saying about it being a musket ball, if this is possibly a Civil War era horseshoe, that could definitely be a Civil War musket ball after it hits something or somebody. Folks, that's my day. I just want to let you guys know about this. I'm going to find out more about that horseshoe. See what happens. Love you guys. Till the next one.